What is up, everyone? As you can see by the special music and intro, I don't own any rights, by the way, but as you can see by the special intro today is the birthday of the charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy. And by the way, I had to bring in Willow, by the way, because that was awesome. I would have brought my umbrella, but it's broken. But in any event, as a custom, if I'm not releasing shorts doing what's your favorite pickup people, I'll actually do a top 10 countdown. And today I will be doing a top 10 countdown of matches from Jeff Hardy from both WWE and AEW. I got to do a little more studying about TNA. I know he had a lot of great matches in TNA with Abyss, etc. But for right now, we're just going to do WWE and AEW. Let's get started with our top 10 review. And this time we start at number 10 with RVD versus Jeff Hardy in another ladder match, which took place on an episode of Raw, July 22nd, 2002. That match was also featured in my RVD review. I did a review featuring both RVD, Stone Cold, and Trish Stratus because there were three birthdays in one day. You can see that right up there. Be sure to check that out. But and also in this review, I will also put Jeff Hardy because these guys put their best moves forward. Jeff Hardy doing a swanton bomb on RVD with a ladder. That had to hurt. I much respect to the guys who perform in ladder matches because they are just stunt doers and they put their bodies through a lot. I understand why Kurt Angle got into pain-killing pills so much because when you do stuff like that, you need painkillers. But in any event, it was a great match, and despite it being a losing effort, it was a title for title, IC title versus European title. Nonetheless, it was a great match on both ends, despite it being a losing effort, and despite the fact that that was Jeff Hardy's second ladder match in less than a month. That guy's aching. At number 9, we have Jeff Hardy versus Triple H on an episode of Thursday Night SmackDown back at April the 12th, 2001. This would be during the time where many of the stars were getting their own singles push. Edge and Christian would get their own single push later on during that year during the Invasion era. However, this was the start of some of the guys getting their own single push, starting with Jeff Hardy. This would be when Jeff Hardy would go on to defeat Triple H to win his first ever Intercontinental Championship with a little help from Matt Hardy. And also, Triple H had been looking for vengeance because his wife got the twist of fate earlier that night. At number 8, we have, alongside Matt Hardy, we have the Hardy Boys returning to WrestleMania 33 to take on The Bar, the OC Club, Anderson and Gallows, as well as Enzo and Amore. It was a fatal four-way ladder match in 2017. A lot of fans saw it coming because they were chanting delete before they could come out, and when the music hit, everybody in the Circus Bowl popped. This was also an important match for the Hardy Boys because this was the first time Jeff Hardy would actually get a win at a WrestleMania, even though his brother Matt grabbed the titles for them after Jeff Hardy had done a swanton bomb and put Sheamus and someone else through the ladder, just like he did Edge at WrestleMania 23. At number 7, we have Jeff Hardy versus The Undertaker in the other ladder match that was featured in 2002 before RVD. This match was also in a losing effort. This match took place on July the 1st of 2002. This was for the WWE Championship, and it was a great performance by Jeff Hardy. It was also the night where JR would have a memorable quote when Jeff Hardy was close to winning, and JR was like, "Climb the ladder, kid! Make yourself famous!" One of the best lines of JR. Always does the best lines. However, This particular match, despite it being a losing effort, was a great match. A great match that, despite taking a last ride afterwards, because Jeff Hardy kept provoking The Undertaker, Undertaker, the second time, first time after winning, what last ride Jeff, came back the second time and raised Jeff Hardy's hand. If not for struggles with drug addiction, he would have went far a lot earlier. He was released in 2003, but had not been for drug issues, he would have gotten his push in WWE would have gotten far a lot sooner, as he confessed on the Stone Cold podcast when he was a guest. Funny thing though, this is I say this with all humor. Why is it that every time somebody gets in trouble for drugs, they go to TNA? They leave WWE and go to TNA. Jeff Hardy, with all due respect, had issues with drugs and alcohol. When he got released, he went to TNA the first time. Then came back to WWE in '06, and by the way, defeated The Undertaker on an episode of SmackDown in Extreme Rules. Later on, after winning great championships, he got released in '09 because of drug problems that CM Punk mocked. Then went back to TNA. And then, right before that, Kurt Angle, who had an issue with painkillers, was released in '06 and went to TNA. TNA is the second best place to go when you know you have drug problems that you didn't want to deal with. No disrespect intended. This is Jeff Hardy's Celebration Day. Sorry. Just wanted to throw out some humor. But nonetheless, great match. Number 6, we have the match in AEW between Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy on May 11th, 2022, earlier this year, before everything took place. This was also a great match between two men who are great extremists from different generations, and I really enjoyed that. They both went flying off of ladders onto chairs. That was amazing. Really enjoyed that match. If you haven't seen it, be sure to check it out. At number 5, we have Jeff Hardy along with Matt Hardy, the Hardy Boys, taking on the Dudley Boys at the Royal Rumble 2000 in a tables match. Awesome match. Jeff Hardy helped win this match when he swanton bombed, but actually he played a role in eliminating both Dudley Boys. They eliminated Bubba Raona Dudley. By the way, for humor, I call him Bubba Raona Dudley because of his twisted, evil fetish for putting women through tables. Sick freak. From a scripted standpoint. But they put Bubba Raona Dudley through a table as Matt Hardy did a leg drop while Jeff did a body splash at the same time. They would put Devon Dudley through the table secondly in the crowd as Jeff Hardy went for the Swanton Bomb, winning the match for the Hardy Boys. Next on this list at number 4, we have, this would take place later on that year, and that would be at WrestleMania 2000, where it will be a triangle triple threat ladder match between Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys, and the Hardy Boys. And even though the Hardy Boys did not win, they had some great highlights, including when they did a Bubba Ray took a lot that night. Let's just start there. Bubba Ray took a leg drop combination with the Jeff Hardy's body splash. And to make matters worse, Jeff Hardy, and this is why it's on the list, because Jeff Hardy made a WrestleMania highlight going for the Swanton Bomb onto Bubba Raona Dudley through the table on the entry ramp. So even though he didn't win, he made a heck of a highlight that night. At number 3, we go back to AEW with the Hardy Boys taking on the Young Bucks at AEW's Double or Nothing earlier this year. This match was great. I really enjoyed the match. Both men brought their best foot forward. The Young Bucks still did some move thieveries on the Hardy Boys, but despite all of that, the Hardy Boys were able to become successful and defeat the Young Bucks. It was two amazing, high flying, two amazing tag teams from two different generations, and it was an absolute classic. If you haven't seen that from AEW's Double or Nothing, be sure to check that out. It was amazing. I enjoyed it. Number two, we have Jeff Hardy and Jeff and Matt versus Edge and Christian at No Mercy 1999. Some of you have seen it. For those of you who are new, I reviewed this match. Jeff Hardy with his brother Matt versus Edge and Christian ladder match at No Mercy. I reviewed No Mercy 1999 right there. Be sure to check it out. Also, the match was just great. It was filled with classic moments. The fans went crazy. The only thing I found annoying about the match was Jerry Lawler making his lustful, some might say simpy comments about Terry Runnels. And I get it. Everybody likes Terry. So I'll let it go. But I'm like, can we not? I'm with JR sometimes. Can we not talk about you and your lustful women all the time? I'm trying to enjoy the match, and all you can think about is Terry Runnels. But in any event, the match was great. It was filled with highlights. The guys wrecked themselves, and Jerry Law with his nasty Burger King behind talking about, well, looks like Terry's services won't be needed tonight. Nasty old man. I'm just playing, y'all. But either way, the match was amazing. It was filled with so many great highlights. They won lots of money for that match, and they also won Terry Runnels' managerial services, which would be lost at No Way Out 2000. However, great match. They received a standing ovation at No Mercy and the next night on Raw. Last but not least, at number one, we have Jeff Hardy at Armageddon 2008 against Triple H and Edge. Now, this should have happened sooner, but due to struggles, he got released and came back. But this match was great, and this would be the night where he would finally get his first of a couple WWE championships that he had been fighting all year throughout the latter part of 2008 to get. So much to the part where he started face painting himself to look like a black metal band when he went dark for a little bit, but he didn't turn heel. However, this match was great. He would win the match with the Swanton Bomb onto Triple H and Edge after Triple H had pedigreed Edge. And after the match, the crowd went nuts, and Triple H would raise Jeff Hardy's hand in victory and respect, and he would also celebrate with his brother Matt. So, those are my top 10 matches from Jeff Hardy so far. What's your pick? Let me know in the comment section below. Hopefully, this year, he'll celebrate with a Sprite or a Mountain Dew instead of a drink, because contrary to what he said at that karaoke, whiskey is not his best friend. But, like me, just get a Sprite or a Mountain Dew. That's all I got to say. That's my list. What is yours? Let me know what your favorite Jeff Hardy match was from either AEW, WWE, or TNA. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm your host, Dan Cody, and that's all the time I got for you today. I'll be back with another review on all things wrestling. And Matt's birthday is in September, so I'll probably be pulling up some match reviews there. See you then. Until next time, folks.